Now, typically I'm a fan of using just simple play sand. We just take it out in 5-gallon buckets and we spray it out and we wash it out really well. But it's wintertime still here in Michigan and it's still cold out. It's like 34 degrees right now. So I still have my hoses put away, and because of that, I had to shell out a couple extra bucks, and I bought the top fin aquarium substrate. So I do have this in my 150-gallon aquarium that my arowana is in, along with my geophaguses, which are, by the way, amazing fish. If you ever get a chance to own a geophagus, I have the red-headed chapajo and the ultrafrons. Yeah, cool fish. The arowana, he's something else. I'd say he's growing fast, though. But that's my kid's fish. So anyway, so this is what we're gonna put in that 110-gallon aquarium. This is the stuff. I like it. It's just expensive. I mean, in my opinion. I mean, at 43, 48 bucks a bag or something like that. I got 2 bags, so yeah, well on the pricey side. But here's what I keep telling myself: what hobby isn't expensive? Shh. She's not a big fan of what's going on down here. Shh. But anyway, so we have the sand. Let's get it in there. Let's get that a nice coating. About I don't know. I like to go about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches, depending on if we have enough. So let's get it done, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna try and lift this in if I have enough space to lift this bag inside, set it down gently, and then just open it up inside. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, I've got my handy dandy kid safe scissors here. Oh, that's some serious plastic. Oh yeah, look how nice that's gonna look. You know, I might be having a little too much fun with this, playing in the sand. Now I know why the kids like to do it. I'd have the kids down here helping me, but they're busy on their video games. Yeah, so we're gonna need more than what's in here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's about 1.5 inches. Let's get another bag in here. So I'll have 100 pounds of substrate in here. Got ourselves a mountain here. We'll get this all spread out equally. Let's see what we can do. I got a few rocks here I want to put in real quick. Just put them in there. I'll move them around later. Okay, let's take a look inside here and get this filter out. I'll show you what it's all about. I truly, truly love these filters. Great value. They seem to work fine. I've got 3 of them running now. I've not had any problems with them, knock on wood. So inside here we have, this is all the parts. This is the main filter here. Let's get that box out of the way. All right, so let's take a little peek in here. Let's open it up, take a look inside. So I've already done a review of this particular filter. It's in my video playlist under the aquarium playlist. It's there if you want to check that out. It's a full, very thorough video of this particular filter. So check it out if you'd like to. Otherwise, let's just go ahead and jump through this and we'll get it all set up the way we need to for that aquarium. All right, so inside here we've got our top plate. This is the light bulb here in this box. It's attached to this, and this is the housing for that, so we'll cut that out. That'll give us the housing. We'll put it right there. And then the light bulb itself is packaged in that box, so we just have to cut that off right there. There's our light bulb. We'll set it aside. So inside the filter, that's what it looks like, just like that. So you've got your top tray, you've got your second tray, you got your middle tray, and then you got your last tray. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your filtration right there. And then they slip in here, right down they go. So you see this hole right here that goes all the way down to the bottom, so it goes through all of these filter trays. So what that is that's the hole for your light housing to slide all the way down into there. So this is attached to the top, so when you put the top on, you put it down through there and the light sits down in here. But this sits in here, so when the water gets filtered through it, it hits that UV sterilizer light. So we'll put it back in this bubble for now. So the good news is I bought a lot of this filtration stuff in bulk. So here I have the charcoal right here. I have the sponge right here. I'll show you that in a second. And I have the biomedia right here. And my bulk carbon goes right into these little filter bags. And I'll show you that in just a couple seconds here. So this came off the aquarium heater. It just doesn't want to stick anymore. These are pretty rigid and flat. Pretty rigid. So they say in order to get these things to come back to life, you just kind of drop them in some boiling water. Let's go give that a try, see if that works. I think the water's hot enough. I'm going to drop this in. You see how flat they are? So they're just not sticking to the glass anymore. So kind of gave our plastic a little arch there, but you see those suction cups came right back to normal. Look at that. Huh. Well, we'll see if it stays on there. Nope. So those little suction cups were just worn out. The boiling water made them come back to shape, but they still didn't have their suction ability. So I just happen to have some more of these in my aquarium closet over there. So let's, I mean, they're mixed to match, but who really cares, right? So let's see if we can get this one to fit on here. Ta-da. So there we go. So these are two new ones. They're not the same size, but that's okay. Let's make it work. For those of you who have seen my other video about the Polar Aurora filter, the in-depth review of it, you guys know that I'm pretty partial to it, and I'll tell you why. It's a good value. So for everything that it does for a reasonable amount of money, you really can't beat it in my opinion. So very simple. It comes with a canister, comes with a power head, comes with the UV sterilizer light that goes inside this bulb protector that goes inside of the power head. It comes with the 4 filter trays, 1, 2, 3, 4 for your media. It has this lid that goes on top of this that protects anything from going into the power head, so this is on top. And then you get your plumbing that comes with it as well. So here's your tubing, and then some other items in here for your plumbing that work. Now, it does not come with this activated carbon or this charcoal. It doesn't come with these bio rings that I'm using, and it doesn't come with these filter media bags or those extra filter pads that I have back there. This is all stuff that I've had in my supply cabinet there. So, but this is what I'm using. I will get these carbon into the bags. I'll get these everything into the trays here. We'll get this thing set up and we'll get it going. I'm going to fill up one of these media bags with this carbon or charcoal. Normally I do this over a sink in case I spill it, but I'll just be careful. There we go. So I want this to fit in here. So I'll make this one and then I'll make another one for next to it. Alright, so we're going to do these bio rings in this one, and then I'm going to put the charcoal in this one and this one. What do you think?
Yeah, and also this kind of looks like candy, but it's not.
It's not candy. Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
It's hard ceramic, I think. Here's what I'm doing. So this one with the coarse filter pad is going to be the bottom. And it's got a fine filter pad on top of that. That's okay. So that's going to be the bottom. This charcoal is going to go right here, like so. That's my charcoal bin. I'm going to put this on top of that, and then I'm going to have my charcoal be here. 2 charcoal ones there. That's how I'm going to do it. Some people do it differently. Some people might not like it. But here's the deal. I can change it any way that I want to. That's the joy of being in the hobby and being able to do what you want. So, fine filter pad, coarse filter pad, bio rings, charcoal, charcoal. That's why I'm setting this one up. Maybe I'll go back, take some of the charcoal out. Maybe I'll put more bio rings in it. I don't know. Maybe I'll go use a lava rock that I've collected outside. Use that for a biofilter. I don't know. But right now, this will work for me. I'm going to put this in the deal and let's get it set up. Here's how this works. I already put the tubing on because I cheat a little bit. I've done this enough times to know. Pro tip here is in order to get this very rigid tubing or hose onto your control valve and onto your intake and output deals, here's the thing. I cheat. I put them under some really hot water. Actually, I boiled some water and I dipped the ends in there. And this, these went on so nicely and so easily. So if you're looking at this and you've got one of these filters and you're struggling with how to get these things onto these, onto the controller or onto this other intake or output, it really feels like this stuff is pretty brittle, like it's going to break. So save yourself the time and the effort and energy. Just get some really hot water, dip these into the hot water for 5, 10, 15 seconds, pull it out. It'll stay pliable long enough for you to walk over and hook them up. So that's exactly what I did. It went so smooth. Anyway, so I have these hooked up. Here's how it works. This is the controller. If you flip this up, it turns the water flow off coming into here. So it turns this off. So you can take that off. What I got to do, whoops, so we unlock it here and here. Then we use these to lift it up. And that gets us over here. So now we're to our light. Let's get this thing in. So here's how this works. So this is the UV Sterilizer Light, which again, I think is a great, great part of this this filter. Again, for its value. And this goes in here, very straightforward. There's some grooves in here that show you which way it goes. Pretty straightforward. Grab it, push it in, it's locked in place. This bulb cover has these little wings on it. There's 2 notches here. Slide this down carefully over top of the bulb. Find the 2 notches. Push down and turn till it locks into place. There you go. There's your UV sterilizer light. I'm going to put these in, and here's what I know. That this light bulb goes down through these holes, right? So you got to figure out where this hole is going to be in this canister so this can fit right down in here like this and sit right on the top. This is what it looks like inside. Looks just like that. So that'll sit in there like so. And I know that this is going to be then the sides. So it's going to go just like this. So we'll take that off. We'll set it over here. I know how it's lined up. So I can put these in here one at a time, or I can very gently, or not so gently, slide those down. Good. And we'll put this in like so. This goes up here and grabs that. That just kind of pulls it down. Now your filter's together. Now we just have to put this together. So this controller goes in. Sits down in here. Locks in place. That's that. This is your intake. I'm sorry, this is your return. So it sits in the aquarium like this. And this is your intake right here. And this drops down in the back of the aquarium. All right, let's shove this out of the way. Let's get the rest of our little pieces on here. So, these clamps go here. It's just a clamp that you put around this tubing, allegedly to keep it from popping off. Just a little plastic clamp. That's on there. And then this one, we'll do the same thing. Put it on here. Get it up there. And there it goes, just like that. So that's on. Okay. So if you have a smaller tank, now this is going in my 110, so it's 30 inches. You know, I got plenty of room for this, but in my other aquariums, I just use a little hacksaw and I just cut this off. And then I just put this on wherever the length that I need. I just plop that on and it's good to go. Now, for the return, I guess this is all about preference. My preference is that I don't really care for the spray bar. So the spray bar goes together something like this, and then this goes on here like so. That's your spray bar. It sits in the back of the aquarium and the water sprays out of these jets. But that's not my style. I prefer having this directional nozzle on the end, so I can point it left, point it right, up, or down. So that's what I like to do. Let's go get this thing on the aquarium because we're all set. So I have the intake right here kind of midline, close to the center, and then I have my return over there in the corner with the nozzle pointing across this way. So the flow will push through here, get sucked up over there, and just kind of push around. So let's see if I got enough room to get the canister underneath there. You guys know never to plug this filter in until after it's all plumbed, all the water's in it, and then you prime it with this big button. Push, 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 and it'll start a siphon, and it'll fill this canister up. And then once this is all filled, you'll know because the bubbles will stop coming out. Then you can plug this in. This button up here, underneath this cap, this button up here, this on and off switch, is not an on and off switch for the pump. It's an on and off switch for the light, for the UV light. So we might as well get our heater in too right now. I bought the, I went with the Eheim, the 300 watt heater. I went with this. They're expensive, but I went with this one because it's tall and I've got plenty of room for it in the aquarium, right? So be a little tall for this one and definitely for that one, but this one is going to be perfect for us. So let's get it installed. Pretty basic. What is this rated for? This is rated for, it says up to 264 US gallons. I'm going to see if this one's going to work okay, just having one heater in it, and if it's not, put another one in. So I have this Eheim in this one, in this filter, this aquarium over here, a different sized one, and it works pretty good. So I like this Eheim. It has this bracket here that you put your suction cups on, just like the one we did over here in this aquarium. Very easily, just push it on, push it on, it's good to go. And just slide it on, pick your spot in the aquarium. I think right. This is submergible, so submersible. And put it here. And right there, right there. And of course I won't plug that in until I get water in the aquarium. I really dig this aquarium. It is, look at the size of it. I mean, I know it's only a 110, but you know, I've got a 110 long here, and I got a 90 here, and a 150 over here, and a 75 over there, and a 29 over there. But here's the thing, when you look at this tank, it's like just a huge picture window. And when the fish get in there, that's gonna be awesome. This may be one of my favorite tanks. We'll see. Currently, I like the 90 gallon. That's a cool aquarium. But this thing, man, it's just awesome. So we got the substrate in, we got some of the decorations in, we got the heater in, we got the filter in. So we're pretty much ready to go here. I just gotta figure out what fish I wanna put in there. So that'll be coming next. I gotta get, oh, and I gotta get lids for it. Guess what I didn't buy when I bought the aquarium? Lids. Wasn't even thinking. So yeah, so I've got to do, I got to get some lids for it, and then I probably will make a canopy for this as well. Yeah, so I think it's just, I think it's turned out pretty good so far with the stand and what we got going on. I don't know. Thanks for sticking around this long, and let's see what happens next, because at this part of the video, I'm not sure either. True story.